It is a beauty and a beast all in one, and Doug Bell drew the lucky ticket because, man, Doug, it is gorgeous behind you there at Kiawah Island. Of course, we see the wind blowing. That is always a factor here. You've walked the course. You've talked to some of the golfers. Tell us about the conditions before we get into some of the players.
Well, Amanda, welcome to the low country. Palmetto trees, the Atlantic Ocean, marsh, alligators. You mentioned the wind, the sun. It's all here at Kiawah Island, one of the real special, unique venues in major championship golf. I'm glad it's back. And driving here, these multi-million-dollar homes that are breathtaking. It is a great backdrop. The fans are back. Remember Harding Park when I was there in August for CBS Sports HQ? No fans. It was surreal. It was eerie. But now the fans are back. They're excited. The players feel it. It's palpable. It's interesting. The back nine is to my right. It goes out and comes back. The front nine is to my left. It goes out and comes back. This fabulous clubhouse is behind me. And right now, Hideki Matsuyama Masters champion, Justin Thomas, Will Zalatoris, Patrick Reed, they're on the practice putting green. The crowd is clamoring around them. It really is a terrific atmosphere. It is a major championship feel, and I can't wait for this thing to get started on Thursday.
You mentioned the fans. We see them all there behind you. 10,000 fans allowed per day. I mean, just massive crowds compared to what we've seen. And I know for some golfers, Rory in particular, he said, look, I need the crowds. I feed off of that. How is it going to be different here at the PGA Championship with these fans?
Well, I think every one of the players, and you mentioned Rory Mcilroy, they want the fans. They love that excitement. They feed off the energy like any professional athlete. When the crowds are back and they're close in proximity, these guys get high when they hit great shots, and they get a little nervous when they get a little squirrely because the crowd reacts as well. But I think all of these young men involved in this PGA Championship, Rory Mcilroy included, they want the fans to be back. They're energized by that. Rory said the reason he won Wells Fargo is because he felt that excitement again. His first win in almost 2 years. He comes in with a lot of confidence. His wife and his little baby Poppy are here in a rental house, and he's energized by that as well. It was fun talking to Rory Mcilroy. You know, he's never boastful. He's not braggadocious. He's just a confident golfer, and I think what he did 2 weeks ago at the Wells Fargo Championship when he putted so brilliantly and hit the ball really well with his irons, I think that puts him in good form. And remember, the last time the PGA Championship was at Kiawah, Rory Mcilroy, he won. Now, he looked a little different. He had that curly hair pumping out from his golf hat. He had that Jumra logo on top of the hat. He's grown up a lot since then. He's a dad now, but I think Rory feels that his game is in a great spot now, just 3 weeks after he won the Wells Fargo Championship. He thinks he has a shot now to win his third PGA Championship.
He was only 23 years old then. He is the favorite to win. The odds have not moved. He's plus 1,100. It's been that way all week. I mean, so Rory feels confident. He's back to these winning ways. But what do you think about his chances to win?
I think he has a great chance. The thing is, he was so brilliant 3 weeks ago. Can he keep it going on the greens? And I think all the players who live down in South Florida, for example, and he's one of those who lives in the Jupiter area, these greens are just like what they practice on down in Jupiter. The conditions with the wind whipping off the Atlantic Ocean, just what he's used to playing down in Jupiter. So, you know, Rory Mcilroy told me when I asked him, I said, how tough is this golf course, especially compared to when you won it the last time? And, you know, he said it has changed. Obviously, it was in August back then. It was hot. It was sticky. Now, much milder temperatures, and the grass is certainly different. The rough is not nearly as penal as it was back then, and around the greens it's a bit spotty, so conditions are different. And he said a lot of people are making a lot of emphasis on the fact that it's over 7,800 yards, but as Rory emphasized to me, half the holes play down breeze. So half go back into the breeze, but he said 9 down breeze, 15 to 20 miles per hour, and he said those holes are certainly scoreable holes. So again, I think Rory Mcilroy, I don't want to say he's all the way back, but I think he's in a very good spot heading into this major championship.
Someone else in a good spot, that would be Jordan Spieth. Again, back to his winning ways there. Of course, looking for that career Grand Slam. He would only be the 6th golfer in history to do so. I know you spoke with him a little bit. He said that he wished he had more preparation. So tell us a little bit more about that conversation and what chances are you giving him to win?
Well, man, it is interesting. After the Masters, he went home to Dallas just to take a week or so off, and unfortunately, he came down with COVID-19. and that really knocked him back, knocked him for a loop for a couple of weeks. It said it took him just a little time to recover, and going into the AT&T Byron Nelson last week, he played only 2 rounds of golf leading into that tournament. Now, he did finish tie for 9th. That was his highest finish ever at the AT&T Byron Nelson, but admittedly he was rusty, and he said the fact that he came down with COVID and really couldn't play, he couldn't come to Kiowa and play preparation and practice rounds leading into this championship. So coming into the week, he flew from Dallas to here on Sunday night, played his first practice round on Monday, and he said normally he would have much more preparation and notes to go on. So he's still trying to play catch up. He's playing a practice round today. So I think for Jordan Spieth, listen, his game is a really good spot. And the one thing you have to have here at Kiowa is a great short game. And in my mind, in the modern era, listen, Tiger's the all-time greatest when it comes to clutch putting and getting up and down from awkward spots. But in my mind, 1A in that category is Jordan Spieth. He's the best putter in the world, best short game in the world, best imagination when you miss the greens, which you will do at Kiowa. So again, Jordan Spieth, he's got a lot in the gas tank right now, and I think going into this week, having won at Valero a few weeks back in San Antonio, another tough golf course, I think he feels confident that maybe, just maybe, he can complete that career Grand Slam.
He has one of the later tee times starting tomorrow, 1:58, along with Webb Simpson and then fellow Dallas guy Will Zalatoris. All right, let's talk about Dustin Johnson. World #1, wins the Masters back in November. He's on top of the world. We've not seen the same Dustin Johnson since then. He's from South Carolina, looking for a major win in his home state. So what's been going on with DJ, and what do you expect from him?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Amanda, and we followed DJ for years now. He is the world #1. Let's not forget, he's numero uno when it comes to the world rankings. Hasn't played very well lately, but that's kind of his MO. He'll fall off the radar screen for 5 or 6 weeks and then take some time off. And everybody asks the question, what's wrong with DJ? Absolutely nothing. It just takes him a little time to regroup, and I think he's refocused this week certainly, and obviously would love to win in his home state. He's a South Carolina kid, and he goes back to what I said about Rory Mcilroy. He lives in South Florida. He lives in the Jupiter area. This setting, the ocean, the wind, the kind of greens they'll be putting on, he's used to it, the fall-offs of the greens. I mean, it all falls into his bailiwick. So, again, don't ever count out Dustin Johnson. And whenever we do is when he captures lightning in a bottle and comes back strong. So, again, Dustin Johnson has everything you need at Kiowa. Hits it long, hits it high, and does have a short game that has improved dramatically over the years. So, again, Dustin Johnson hasn't played great lately, but don't count him out ever.
Doug, the beginning of round 1, less than 24 hours away. It is time for the moment of truth. Your pick to win.
Well, here's the young man who I've walked a lot with this season, Amanda, Viktor Hovland. He's 23 years old. He's the young man from Norway. And you know, he has 6 top 5 finishes this season on the PGA Tour, including a win at Mayakoba. And those top 5 finishes have been at tough golf courses. Valspar, down in Palm Harbor, Florida, tough track. Wells Fargo, where Rory won, tough track. Torrey Pines, you go on and on. So this young guy, and I talk to him all the time, and he said, my game is getting close. I love it when a young guy who's playing so well says it's getting close. He hasn't got to the finish line yet, and I think he's another one of those young guys. You throw in Colin Morikawa and all these young guys who've come up big on the major championship stage, and I think Viktor Hovland, he's 2,200 to 1. I think he's a really, really good bet this week to win the PGA Championship.
Doug Bell, have fun. Enjoy today. Enjoy the weather. We're supremely jealous of you, Doug. It was great talking to you. We'll talk to you very soon. By the way, the PGA Championship Saturday and Sunday. Make sure to tune in. Incredible storylines starting at 1 Eastern on CBS and Paramount. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.